Hello, 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 calling up community. I'm Claudia Alec, and today we will be understanding sock puppet accounts and possibly taking a couple of steps of how to respond to them. But frankly, I feel like a longer video tutorial should be created for that has a little more detail on cybersecurity. So today I'm speaking to you from a hotel room in beautiful New York City where I was leading an equity workshop. And one of the conversations we had was around security and safety online and collaborations across space and time over the internet and how you can build trust. Oftentimes, understanding who the identity of the person you're speaking to is really, really paramount. Now, a sock puppet is an online identity used for the purposes of deception. It's somebody using a fake avatar, creating a fake online identity, and they are using it to praise, defend, or support a person, organization, a belief system. They are trying to manipulate public opinion, or they are circumventing a suspension or ban from the website. This is a little related to the term catfishing. Now, catfishing is a type of deceptive activity where a person creates a sock puppet social network presence or fake identity on a social network account. And they're doing it so they can target, oftentimes when someone's catfishing, they're targeting a specific person to abuse them, deceive them, or steal their money. Fraud. It's usually a term that's used to talk about romance scams online. However, to a certain extent, these accounts that are doing this sort of hate speech under these false circumstances are catfishing against justice, I suppose. So, I first came across these accounts when I was just having dialogues around white privilege many, many years ago. And at first, I would only research and block an account if it was actively harassing me. But then over time, I began to notice patterns in the kinds of rhetorical arguments they would make. Oftentimes, the first volley, the first comment they would make that was supposed to bait me into some kind of toxic exchange that only allowed them to publish more and more hateful things and expose their bad ideas to more people. So I now have a better way of looking at those particular accounts, seeing what kind of similar avatars, similar banner images, similar descriptive terms they use to talk about themselves, similar things they like, similar follower counts, follower count ratios, as well as number of followers. So then I saw recently, I'm going to really say recently, maybe in the last couple of years, I've seen an uptick in the number of accounts that are pretending to be black people. Now, these accounts, they are, I don't know if I would use the word blackfishing. That's a great term that was, I'll see if I can find a link to the black woman who actually coined that term and put that down there. But it's related to this phenomenon of like Instagram models doing blackface, right? So they are literally making themselves look like black people, but then sometimes they're like, oh, I'm doing blackface so well, I should get praised for it. It's a makeup tutorial. It's like, no, sweetie, it's offensive. It's blackface. You shouldn't do that. You're line stepping for clout. It's nasty. But then sometimes they're taking it a step further and they're doing blackfishing where they are literally creating fake accounts and pretending to be black people. It reminds me a little bit of the movie Get Out, where people want to profit from being a beautiful black person, but they don't want to actually be a black person. People love blackness. They seem to hate black people. Anti-blackness in this country is a thing. All right, so I prefer to use the term sock puppet account, however, because there's a lot of different ways this particular type of hate speech harassment online takes place. So I also have recently seen a gigantic uptick in the number of accounts pretending to be Jewish. I will leave a link below that will give you more context and ways to identify these types of accounts. Now, oftentimes they're doing it because they want to bait you into having an exchange that can be selectively quote tweeted to make us look like we're attacking people, to get our accounts banned or blocked. So your best step with all of these hateful accounts, I should also tell you about, recently I've noticed a huge uptick also in accounts pretending to be Hindu so they can use swastikas. So The only advice I have for you is to block them, right? Screen cap, report them, block them. Here's the problem. You cut one head off, two appear. That's Hydra. They were Nazis too. Huh. You must protect the safety of your own account. Ultimately, we cannot be, as users, the people who actually maintain a safe space for us to use it. So, at a certain point, we will need to leave these digital spaces if they are full of accounts that are just giving you misinformation and harassing you. In the meantime, however, I want you to keep talking to me so you can stay online, keep following me everywhere, but be vigilant and block where you must. I'll talk to you later, Calling Up Community.